Chương trình thời sự kinh tế của đài Global TV xin giới thiệu phần chia sẻ về hệ thống dây chuyền sản xuất giày tại Việt Nam. Việc tham gia Hiệp định Đối tác Kinh tế Chiến lược Xuyên Thái Bình Dương TPP năm 2010 đã tạo nguồn lực cho các doanh nghiệp ngành da giày của Việt Nam vươn lên tầm thế giới. Việt Nam hội đủ nhiều yếu tố giúp giảm thiểu được một số chi phí liên quan đến các vấn đề như tỷ giá ổn định, lương tối thiểu thấp, dân số trẻ, nhưng năng suất lao động có thể so sánh với các nước trong khu vực. Hệ thống dây chuyền sản xuất giày tại Việt Nam là một ưu điểm. Nhờ hệ thống dây chuyền tối tân mà Việt Nam đã làm vừa lòng các khách hàng lớn như Nike, Converse, Adidas, Vans, New Balance, Puma, Reebok, Fila và nhiều hãng khác nữa đang tin cậy với các công ty sản xuất giày tại Việt Nam. Theo lời của bà Phan Thị Thanh Xuan, Phó Chủ tịch kiêm Tổng thư ký của Hội da giày túi xách Việt Nam, LEFASO.
In 2022, with the whole country situation, Vietnam leather, footwear and handbag industry with a vibrant atmosphere full of determination to make Vietnam become one of the economies with the largest openness in the world up to 200%, thereby making an important contribution to making Vietnam become one of the production center global exports, making important contribution to trade development, investment, transformations of economic growth models, and comprehensive institutional reforms. The economy has been tested in the past 2 years as the whole world has been reeling from the COVID-19 pandemic. Vietnam is one of the very few countries that can control the epidemic and one of only 2 economies with a growth rate of nearly 3%. The past 2 years, challenges and opportunities have gone hand in hand. Together with the whole country, the footwear handbag industry has made efforts and fulfilled the set development goals and become an important economic sector for the economic development of the country. By the end of 2021, in the context that the world economy was heavily affected by COVID-19, exports of countries in the region have decreased. Vietnam's exports still achieve a positive growth. Export turnover is estimated at over $336 billion, up 19% over the previous year. Overcoming difficulties caused by the pandemic, in 2021, Vietnam leather footwear handbag industry is one of the 4 industries with the largest export scale, with export turnover reaching $20.78 billion, up 4.8% compared to 2020. With 15 FTAs signed, especially Vietnam is one of the few countries in the Asia-Pacific region to implement 3 new generation FTAs, of which the CPTPP concluded negotiation and recently the Regional Comprehensive Partnership RCEP was signed. Statistics shows that in 6 months of 2022, the total export turnover of leather and footwear reached about $13.8 billion, particularly export to markets with FTAs such as EVFTA, CPTPP, and UKVFTA. All have high growth rates from 10 to 20%. The strongest increases remained in North America at 23.3%, Europe at 14.9%, and South America at 9.6%. With the leverage from the new generations of free trade agreements signed, leather and footwear enterprises are very optimistic about the recovery and regaining growth momentum. Leather and footwear products have a fairly high import tax rate into the markets of CPTPP and EVFTA countries, greater than 10%, so meeting the rules of origin to enjoy a preferential tax rate of 0% will bring great advantages to these items. Currently, with products with great advantages in export for footwear, such as leather shoes, canvas shoes, rubber shoes, or for bags, briefcase, wallets, These are considered as products with the strengths of Vietnam's leather, footwear, and handbag industry in production and export. According to the World Footwear Yearbook 2021, for the first time, Vietnam accounts for over 10% of the global export shoe market share, with about 1.2 billion pairs of shoes in 2020, ranking second in the world in terms of footwear export volume. Vietnam's footwear has a large market, has been present in 44 major markets, of which more than 20 markets have an export value of over $100 million, such as the US, China, Belgium, Germany, Japan, the Netherlands, India, South Korea. When EVFTA was put into effect, Vietnamese enterprises had a great advantage from eliminating tariff barriers into the EU to exploit this $18 trillion market. It can be said that when integrating into the international economy, the advantages from FTAs have brought positive aspects, creating favorable opportunities for Vietnam's footwear and handbag industry. However, along with that, businesses in the industry also face risks directly affected when the world has crises, complicated and unpredictable developments such as strategic competition, fierce conflicts, financial risk, international currency, and supply chain disruptions increase. Facing this challenge, the initiative and flexibility of each footwear business is a requirement. FTA trade agreements that Vietnam has signed and promote its strengths. By 2025, it is forecast that the export of Vietnam leather and footwear handbags will reach 34 to 35 billion US. As an organization representing 2,000 leather and footwear enterprises across the country, the Vietnam Leather, Footwear and Handbag Association has played an important role to connect and orient businesses to develop as well as adapt to the new situation. Vietnam's Handbag, Leather and Footwear Association has played a very important leading role for the development of the industry during the past 30 years, has performed three major functions: representing the voice of Vietnamese enterprises with the world leather and footwear business community and connecting with foreign associations and organizations in many aspects of activities. Play the role of connecting domestic enterprises, contributing to building domestic value chains, providing information and guiding the implementation of development strategies of the industry. Vietnam Handbag, Leather and Footwear Association is also an active consulting organization for policies and guidelines from the government to create trade advantages for domestic enterprises, thereby creating a solid business community, creating jobs and stable incomes for nearly 2 million workers across the industry. Along with that, to support the business community in transforming and adapting to development requirements, 6 years ago, the Service Center of Vietnam Leather, Footwear, Handbag Industry was formed, thereby affirming the role of the association in creating a foundation for improving the value of leather footwear and handbags in the country. In 2017, the Vietnam-Italy Shoe Technology Center under the Vietnam Footwear Research and Development Center was officially inaugurated and put into operation with the aim of transferring technology, applying modern machinery, leading advanced technology to improve the quality of human resources and design capacity, footwear production of Vietnam, thereby helping Vietnamese enterprises to be internationally competitive, especially helping small and medium enterprises of Vietnam's footwear industry to have the opportunity to access, research, and develop new products. Vietnam Handbag, Leather and Footwear Association is not only a bridge between businesses and the government. The association is also a bridge connecting businesses with businesses, businesses with partners, customers, domestic and foreign suppliers. Representing the voice of Vietnamese enterprises, with the world leather and footwear business community and connecting with foreign associations and organizations in many aspects of activities. Organizing annual international fairs of footwear and handbags in Vietnam 1 to 2 times a year. Organizing for businesses to attend international fairs and market survey delegations in key markets around the world, 10 to 20 events a year. Coordinate with domestic and foreign partners to organize summits, seminars, conferences, and trade connections in the field of footwear and handbags. Support and guide businesses in branding, emulating rewards, honoring businesses with excellent achievements, and making great contribution to society. Not only that, in the context of exports affected by COVID-19, many businesses in the industry have to lay off workers. Orders are cancelled, postponed, revenues decrease. However, many online trade connections have been opened by the Leather and Footwear Handbag Association in collaboration with overseas Vietnamese businesses. Through online exhibitions activities, it has brought efficiency to businesses in transforming the supply of raw materials, finding output markets. Especially, the online business model between businesses and businesses has helped manufacturers update information about the market and promote production. Despite facing many difficulties due to the epidemic in the past 2 years, Vietnam leather, footwear, and handbag industry has affirmed it spearheads economic sector in Vietnam's economy, rising to the second in the world in export and third in leather and footwear production. After 30 years of development, Vietnam's footwear industry has gone from only producing for domestic consumption to now putting Vietnam in the top 4 largest footwear producing countries in the world in terms of quantity. Vietnam's footwear products have been exported to over 100 countries and territories. The export turnover of the whole footwear industry of Vietnam always holds the second position globally in footwear export. After more than 30 years of development, Vietnam leathers and footwear industry has gone from only producing for domestic consumption to now putting Vietnam in the top 4 largest footwear producing countries in the world in terms of gliding, contributing up to 10% a year to the country's GDP. According to the development orientation in the coming period, Vietnam's footwear and handbag industry will focus on investing in human resources, building appropriate industry development strategies, especially promoting the application of 4.0 technology, strengthening the connection between FDI enterprises and domestic enterprises to bring domestic enterprises to participate more deeply in the global supply chain. Strategic goal by 2025 with a vision of 2030, Vietnam's footwear and handbag industry will reach export turnover from footwear products of all kinds, actively 80% of raw materials, occupying over 60% of the domestic market. With the available potential and advantages in the future, Vietnam's leather and footwear industry will have a new look. Export turnover will increase. The export market will expand, contributing positively to the economic and social development of the country. With these efforts, Vietnam's footwear and handbag industry is expected to achieve the set development goals in the coming period.